Welcome to another episode of Campervan Cooking with a guy, a chick, and two bullies. Our two bullies, Gypsy and Quince, ably assisting me in the kitchen as always. Today we're going to be doing a dish called Chutney Mango Curry, and this dish is going to be cooked in an eco bag, which looks like that. Okay, introducing our ingredients today. We've got 850 grams of sirloin, which I've chopped into cubes. I have 2 onions, finely chopped. 1 tin of mangoes with juice. Some no moo organic curry rub. Some crushed chilies, some peach mango chutney, some salt and pepper, and then our old faithful olive oil. Okay, let's start with our dish. Open my lid and pour in some of the extra virgin olive oil, probably no more than about a tablespoon. Which I'm now going to just heat up before we add the onions. Okay, I'm going to be adding my chopped onions to my olive oil. It's not necessary to brown the onions or cook them right through, because this dish, as I said, is going to be cooked in the eco bag. Onions are simmering away here. I don't want to cook them through too much. I'm going to now add my steak. And we're going to just brown that slightly. Going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. So far the ingredients we have used have been 2 finely chopped onions and 850 grams of sirloin steak, cut into bite-sized pieces. Okay, so we've now added our salt and pepper. You can, at the end of the dish, decide whether you want to put any more salt and pepper in, or you can leave it once the cooking process has finished, and you can add your salt and pepper at the end as well. I'm going to leave this now to simmer. We need to let the meat cook in its juices before we add the mango and the syrup. Okay, we've let the meat and the onions simmer for a while. They've just sort of come to the boil, and I think it's now time to add the balance of our ingredients. Okay, I'm going to be adding about 1.5 teaspoons of crushed chilies. The reason I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons is because my husband loves spicy food. You can add less or more, that's entirely up to you. That's your chilies. I'm going to add the chutney now, about 1/2 jar. It's a smallish jar, so you can add about 1/2 jar. And just give that a stir. Spicy already, and we haven't even added any of the curry powder yet. The second last ingredient I'm going to be adding are the mangoes with the juice. The reason we add it with the juice is because it acts as a natural thickening agent. In go the mangoes. And then what I do is I can just take your wooden spoon and you can just chop them up a little bit. You can already see that the liquid is becoming thick, and as the cooking process goes on in the eco cooking bag, it'll become thicker. You'll notice that I'm adding just meat and fruit ingredients to this dish. Some curries people like to add things like potatoes, vegetables, etc. This is actually a sweet sort of curry with a little bit of a zing to it. So I'm not going to be adding anything other than the fruit and the meat and the onions. Then our last ingredient is our curry. Now here again, as I said, my family like it really curryish and spicy-ish. So I'm going to add about 2.5 teaspoons of this no moo curry rub, which gives it a delicious flavor. Only have to add this because it has all the ingredients already in the curry. So you don't have to add things like turmeric or bay leaves or anything. It's all already in this little container. And please remember, all the ingredients that I'm using today can be found in my Campervan kitchen. The only ingredient that I went out to buy fresh was the meat. So this is now going to stew away for a while. I need to cook it and a little bit longer and bring it to the boil before we add it to the eco cooking bag. And there you have it. Let's just recap on the ingredients that I've used. We've got a tin of mango in juice. We have some of the organic curry rub with all the ingredients that are already in here that have been crushed to make a curry rub paste. We have a jar of fruity peach chutney. We have our crushed chilies, of which you'll use about 2.5 teaspoons, depending on how spicy you like it. Our salt and pepper. Our 2 finely chopped onions. Our 850 grams of sirloin steak, which has been cubed. And then our olive oil. I'm going to give this one last stir. It's really, really thickening very beautifully now. It smells spicy and absolutely delicious. And as I said previously in the program, this is going to be going into the eco cooking bag for up to about 5 hours. It'll carry on cooking inside the eco bag, so it leaves you free to do whatever you need to do during the day. Tonight I'll be serving this with some basmati rice and a very simple green salad. And basically this is your chutney mango curry in a pot to be cooked in the eco bag. So our pot's boiling nicely away here. Before I open it up to give it a good stir, I just wanted to mention one thing. 92-year-old Ralph, who stays here at the Rendezvous Caravan Park with us, told me that if I'm going to offer him some of our curry this evening, I must make sure that the sirloin is cut into very tiny chunks because he's only got 6 teeth. So I have cut the sirloin into tiny pieces, and hopefully Ralph will be able to have a portion of this very nice mango chutney curry this evening. Okay, I'm now going to open it up. You can see that it's boiling merrily away. I'm going to give it its final stir. It's now ready to be put into the eco cooking bag. It's going to take our gas off. Okay, so we've mentioned the eco cooking bag throughout this episode, but I'd like you now to take a look what it looks like inside. You can see it's got quite a nice big hollow. We're going to put the pot with the lid inside the eco cooking bag, which I'm now going to show you how to do. Pop it inside. Make sure that it's leveled and it's nice and snug. The lid is on tightly. We're going to take this little cover and we're going to pop it on top, and we're going to tuck the lid in, much like you would tuck your children in when you say goodnight to them in the evening. Can't be any holes for any horse to climb in, or in this case any steam to come out. And then pull it tightly closed like that. And that is your chutney mango curry in an eco bag. And this I'm going to pop inside the camper van, and John and I are heading down to Tea in the Trees for some coffee. It's been about 5 hours since we left the campsite. We've had a wonderful afternoon at Tea in the Trees, chatting to the local people, sampling local produce, and drinking magnificent coffee. We're now back, and I'm going to open up the eco bag and have a look and see how our chutney mango curry is doing. Undo the drawstring, take the lid off, and we're going to remove the pot. Okay, let's open up. Wow, you can see that it's cooked beautifully. The mango juice has actually thickened the curry, and I'm now going to plate. I've made some basmati rice. And remember, as I said at the beginning of the program, I'm serving this with a simple salad. You can serve it with whatever you choose to. You can serve it with sambles, bananas, pompadums, tomato and onion. Choice is entirely yours. And there we have our mango chutney curry. This recipe, along with our others, can be found on our website www.saroadtrip.com. Until next time, goodbye.